Welcome to Pour the Wine. It's Rom-Com Time, where we'll sip some wine and review all things rom-com on the Hallmark Channel. I'm Amy.
And I'm Gary.
And I really think you should pour the wine. Pour that Cabernet Sauvignon.
You're right.
Do you know what episode number this is that we're recording?
Oh, no, I do not. I'm
giving you some trivia.
Yes, you are. Oh, because I didn't have any Hallmark trivia, you thought you would slide that in there.
I'm going to slip it in. It's number 30.
30.
This is our 30th podcast episode. I'm pretty
goodness.
excited.
That's awesome.
That's very exciting.
And we started back in February, right?
February of 2025.
Love you.
Oh, yep. You got it in one more time.
Yes, I did. Well, we'd love it if you would click that follow button on your favorite podcast platform.
We would?
Yeah, we would. So you don't miss one of our 30 episodes.
and more.
And more.
And counting.
To come. If you listen on Apple or Spotify, you can also leave us a review, and hopefully it's a positive review.
And guess what?
What?
We got our very first review on Apple Podcasts. We're so excited.
What'd they give us?
And appreciative. 5 stars. We're so excited.
Thank you.
If you guys only knew when we saw it, it popped up and it was like, oh my gosh, do we have a review? I'm scared to look.
We did a happy dance.
We did do a little happy dance, but should I read it?
Yeah.
Okay, I have to read it because we're so excited. We're so appreciative because we really do love doing this, right? So we started to add bonus episodes reviewing the signed, sealed, and delivered collection, canon of everything. We've missed it along the way, so now we're playing catch up and we're reviewing them. So here is the review. Loved hearing your analysis of SSD and how much you loved this episode. Really can't wait to hear your comments on the rest of them as you watch them. They are the best series, and I've seen many episodes a few times, and they are always so well written and acted and moving. Many times I've been moved to tears. Love that you love these actors in these roles as much as I do, and I speak for many, many fans of SSD. So glad you're doing your podcast watching SSD. Well, thank you, ML Thankful, for that awesome review. We were super excited to see it. We're happy to read it on the podcast. It's our very first one.
Yep.
So there can only be one first one, right?
That's right.
So we're always going to have that.
And you were the one.
We're just loving doing this podcast. I mean, I can't tell you, I'm a huge entertainment junkie.
Yes, you are.
I've been pretty much my whole life. I love movies. I love good TV. And this has just been, and of course we love Hallmark and everything it has to offer, really just the feel good stuff, so we are loving it, and we are really appreciative of that review and glad you like it. And we're going to keep doing the Sign, Seal, Deliver.
Yep.
We're going to drop those episodes as we can in between these others.
And maybe we can influence Hallmark to keep doing
more
movies.
Signed, Sealed, and Delivered movies. Everybody wants more. We want more. And we're only the series and like 3 movies deep.
I know.
Still
got some more to go.
Yeah.
So stay tuned.
So thank you. We're very, very excited to get that
are.
and see that. That was very fun today.
Well, you can also find us on social media.
You
Facebook,
sure can.
Instagram, Blue Sky, X, and of course, Threads.
All the socials. Go find us, like it, follow us, comment, and we'll comment back.
Yes, we will.
We'll talk back to you. We want to hear your thoughts.
Yes. Now
about
on
all the things.
With the show.
On with the show. What are we reviewing today?
Today we're reviewing the final Love on the Danube movie, Kissing Stars, that aired on the Hallmark Channel on Saturday, May 31st, 2025. It originally premiered on Hallmark Plus on September 26, 2024.
Yep.
So if you missed it, it is still on Hallmark Plus.
What's interesting about these movies too is there are obvious, if you watched it on Hallmark Plus before, and we did not, but we have watched some things that are on Hallmark Plus that haven't dropped on the Hallmark Channel, there are obvious commercial breaks. So I wonder if their plan all along was to eventually drop it on the Hallmark Channel, or if they just put the commercial breaks in. Because when we watched what's the home, the one with Luke McFarlane, I'm sorry, I can't, Olivia, I can't remember the name of it. It's on the tip of my tongue. I'm so sorry. But it's where they go in and they remodel a home.
Home is where the heart is?
Home is where the heart is. Okay. Yes. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Whew. And I haven't even had a sip yet.
Yeah.
that one has commercial breaks. Well, commercial break. It doesn't have a commercial in it, but like there's a break.
There's a break for a commercial if you wanted to put one in it. Yep.
So I'm wondering if eventually their plan is to.
Why not?
Or just give themselves the option, I guess.
Yeah.
That's just an aside. Anywho.
So tell us who's in this one.
Love on the Danube, Kissing Stars. Stars. Sarah Power plays Savannah Bailey. Her Hallmark credits include Our Italian Christmas Memories in 2022, Nantucket Noel in 2021, and most will probably recognize her from Good Witch, where she played Abigail Pershing in 71 episodes from 2015 to 2021.
And
I think she was also in one of their movies, one of the Good Witch. And yes, we loved the Good Witch series. Some of her other work includes 15 episodes of the sci-fi series Killjoys that ran from 2015 to 2018. She was in 2 episodes of Schitt's Creek, one in 2016 and one in 2017. And she was in the series American Gothic, 5 episodes in 2016.
Oh,
there you go. Brendan Penny plays Trip Nelson. He is a Hallmark favorite.
Yes,
He's been in more than 20 films and series. In 2024, he was in 4 films.
Yeah.
Private Princess Christmas. We didn't see that one. That was one we missed. A Novel Noel. We did watch that one. Yep. This one, Kissing Stars.
Kissing Stars.
And Family Practice Mysteries Coming Home. He's also known as playing Kevin O'Brien in the ever-popular Chesapeake Shores series.
Yes. Another great series.
Another really, really good series. In his free time outside of Hallmark, he was busy, though. He was in 4 episodes of the revamped 90210 called BH 90210.
Okay.
50 Shades Freed in 2018. I think that's part of the 50 Shades of Grey.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Smallville, 1 episode in 2006. And he was also in the cult classic John Tucker Must Die in 2006 with Jesse Metcalfe, who was also in Chesapeake Shores.
Crazy how
these
series spawn all these actors. It's pretty cool.
Katie Sheridan plays Isla Gray. This is her second Hallmark production. She was previously in The Royal Nanny in 2022. Some of her other work includes Frankenstein Legacy in 2024, Give Them Wings in 2021, and 50 episodes of the series Match Not Found between 2015 and 2020.
Oh, okay.
Johnny Weldon plays Liam Barclay. This is his Hallmark debut. It's interesting because when I looked at his stuff on IMDb, he's a voice in 2 recent podcast series. The Death and Life of River Song. He's in 4 episodes of that, and that dropped in 2025. And season 3 of this begins in August of this year. And then the other podcast series is called Don't Listen to This. 5 episodes between 2024 and 2025. And I think it's interesting that like fictional podcasts are really popular. And so you find more and more actors voicing characters in those too, which I think is cool. Kind of like radio in the old days, right? When
I know. They would do
fictional.
Circle, right?
Yeah.
But now you have radio and video.
Johnny's also he was in the series One Day. He was in 6 episodes of that in 2024. That was on Netflix. We watched that.
Yep.
Christmas on Mistletoe Farm, not a Hallmark Christmas movie, but a Netflix Christmas movie in 2022, and the series House of the Dragon, 1 episode in 2022.
Okay.
Gerald Kidd plays Rex. This is his Hallmark premiere. He's been in a lot of BBC series, one called Mallory Towers in 2024. He was in 8 episodes. He was in 5 episodes of The Split, which we watched. We really liked that. That was in 2022.
Maybe that's where he looks familiar to me.
He might, yeah. Queens of Mystery was in 2 episodes in 2021.
Okay.
And Unforgotten, 3 episodes in 2018. We watched that one also. Let's see. And the 3 return. Catherine Disher returns as Betty.
Okay.
Mark Holden returns as the captain of the ship, Captain Magnuson. And Catherine Drysdale returns as Teddy Connors. And if you want to hear more about them, you can listen to the beginning of the episodes of Love on the Danube Love Story or Love on the Danube Royal Getaway.
Yes, you can.
There you go.
Yay. Well, that's good.
That's a wrap.
That was
for them.
Quite a few actors, right?
Uh-huh.
Some new ones, some old ones. And,
some new ones, some old ones, not old age. You just mean in previous.
The first two movies.
First two movies,
yes.
Yeah. The returning characters.
Which I felt like in this movie, they got a little bit more screen action.
Yes, they did. We're going to talk about that.
Yes.
Awesome. They did. Yep.
Okay, so what was your first take on
Do you want me to
this?
read the synopsis, or would you like to just...
I did it again, didn't
you...
I? Hold on. Let me take a sip of wine.
You better take just take a gulp, not a sip, because you a couple podcasts in a row.
Can't believe
he jump right in.
I keep doing that. Let's see. Time to drop the synopsis.
We're going to drop the synopsis now. Okay. Publicist Savannah Bailey offers Trip Nelson, her actor client of newfound fame, the ability to connect with fans and find his type at a rom-com cruise event, KissCon, after reinventing himself, but he must learn who he is without celebrity. I love these long run-on sentences that they have.
I know, right?
For the descriptions. And once again, the filming took place mainly on the cruise, right?
Yes.
Emerald
the
Cruises.
Mm-hmm.
You think I should know that by now. In Budapest, Hungary. But for this one, they also filmed in Germany and Austria.
Yes.
And one of the writers of this film, Andrea Canning, makes a guest appearance as Rom-Com Mom.
Oh.
Isn't that cool? She's one of she co-wrote this and had a guest appearance also in 2 Ruby Herring mysteries, Prediction Murder and Her Last Breath. I just think it's cool that she kind of pops up. She also co-wrote Love Song and A Merry Scottish Christmas and a few other Hallmark movies.
They're getting into that, what is it, Hitchcock kind of thing.
Hitchcock, where he was always in, who else? Stephen King.
Yes, Stephen King does
would pop up in in movies.
And M. Night does it too.
Yeah, so I just
good on her.
I thought that was I thought that was a pretty cool tidbit that I found today. Yeah. Huh.
Wow.
So there you go.
So what did you think?
What did I think?
Yes.
I'm really loving the play on the rom-com fans and a con of sorts. In this case, KissCon. The fact that Hallmark is doing self-owns.
Yes.
I'm really digging it, right? I think it's cool. And of course, we loved 2024 as part of Countdown to Christmas, Sugar Plumbed.
Yeah.
That was a Hallmark self-own of the best kind. And that, of course, was more tongue-in-cheek. This one was a little more serious, but I loved it. I thought that Sarah and Brendan had really great chemistry, and I love that we got more of a storyline with Betty and Teddy, really.
Yes, and Teddy.
The captain, not so much. He was, but he's still in it. But Betty's storyline really, we got to see more of her because I love her anyway.
Yes.
The actress, Catherine Disher, and I really like Teddy also. Yeah. So, what did you think?
Well, the captain did sit with Trip.
Yes, he did.
And he discussed.
Yes, he did. You're right.
The parallels between being a star and being a captain of a ship.
That was a little different than the first two. You're right.
He got some screen time. Yeah, he did. Good on him. And you know what else I liked?
What?
I'm sorry. I'm kissing the mic. Let me back up a little bit. The other thing that I liked was in this one, he sounded much better on the loudspeaker.
You and that loudspeaker.
I don't know what it is. I don't know why I'm drawn to that, but I am.
I know.
But I like the opening of all 3 of these movies.
Yes, we haven't even talked about that.
We haven't talked about it, and how the song itself kind of.
It's just cute. And
it gets you.
We were singing it by the third. Yeah, you're singing it by the end.
And the colors change for each movie, and the ship is going down the Danube River. And it's kind of showing you bits and pieces of what are going to pop up in the movie as the movie goes along, which I think is really neat, right?
I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, and I thought it was. And I too, like the KissCon thing.
Yeah, the whole play on it. I mean, Hallmark has their own cruise.
Yeah.
Right now that they do the Christmas cruise and the stars go on the cruise. And, I'm sure there are meet and greets. We haven't done it yet. We want to. Not this year, maybe next year.
But like Savannah.
We talked about it last year, but we didn't go.
But like Savannah, I'm scared, like if we were to do the cruise and, you saw one of the actors and you go up and you start talking to them, what are they really thinking? Like the she actors, was saying, like, oh my God, I can't believe I have to do this. Or are they really genuine? I don't know.
Now, let me ask you something. What would you do if you met a star?
If I met a star?
And you need to think long and hard about when you met a star, what you did.
Well, I met you. How did I act?
Oh. Arty har har.
I acted pretty good, didn't I? Yes, I did.
Winning points left and right, ladies and gentlemen. Winning points left and right. Okay.
Honestly, I don't.
Do you remember?
Okay. She's bringing up, okay, I'm a big fan. Sorry, I hit the table there. I'm a big fan of the early ghost hunters, right? I'm a big believer in that type of thing.
And I'm not laughing because of that, because I love ghost hunters.
And I what was his name? You know, Zach. Nick was his name. Nick,
I don't know his last name.
I think he got in like 6 or 7 seasons and then he ended up leaving. But we went to Disney, World. Right? The family. We went to Disney World. And it was early in the morning, and I think it was Magic Kingdom, right?
Nope.
No.
It was Hollywood Studios.
Hollywood Studios, right. And as we're walking in there, the park seemed empty, but there was a couple walking in front of us. And I was talking to you, and I was like, you know, that person looks familiar. And she's like, what are you talking about? I said, I know this guy. I said, he's from Ghost Hunters.
Really loudly.
really loudly. To the point where he turned around. And we got up to him, and I asked if I could get a selfie with him.
He fangirled hard.
Oh, yes, I did. I did. So if you're wondering how I would act, that's how I acted.
I need to find the picture and put it in like the comments or something, because what's funny about the selfie
is you're half in it. It was me, Nick, and half of you.
Gary took the selfie, and I am cut off in half.
Yes, you are. My apologies, dear. My apologies.
So this is how Gary reacts to stars. So maybe we shouldn't go on the cruise,
yes,
the Hallmark
or have somebody
cruise.
else do a selfie, because I just couldn't handle myself. I know. I was like a screaming fan, right?
You knew I was going to bring that.
I was also trying to hurry up because he was with his family, and I didn't want to take up a lot of their time.
He was like, "Let me come to you, crazy man," because
but you know what?
Name.
He was cool.
He was very cool.
And he did do it.
He was very
and I
nice.
really appreciated it.
He smiled. Yes. I mean, he enjoyed. You know, we weren't like crazy, you know, but maybe a little bit. You were, but because I didn't know who he was. I mean, I think I'd seen the show.
You know what?
I'm
gonna find that picture and you can post it.
Okay.
Because I had forgotten all about that.
That was almost the funniest part, is that there is literally half of me. You can tell who Gary was focused on. So it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine because I wasn't a fan. But all right. All right. Did you have any favorite scenes, sir?
Well, you had mentioned the rom-com mom. I actually really enjoyed that because I felt like Tripp was in his element. You know, he didn't want to do the setup, the
where they
bakery.
were supposed to meet, right?
Yeah, and he's like, I got an idea. Let's go on this hike, and and it ended up working well for them.
Well, it made him more comfortable, right? Yeah, and more relaxed, like you said, in his element. But I want to know, she didn't write anything down.
I know.
Like, do you have like like I would be writing every detail because I can't even remember or recording it. Yeah. So
well, she's a writer, right? So she didn't have to. She's got a photographic memory.
Well, yeah, maybe, I don't know. But okay, so that was one of my scenes. That's a good one.
Yeah. What about you? Did you
any other?
No, I have some. Let's go back and forth. I don't want to use up all mine, and then
you talked about the openings to each of the 3 Love on the Danube films. Mm-hmm. So that was going to be one of them, but we already talked about that.
Okay.
When Savannah and Tripp are sitting at the table, and I think they just have like a glass of water, and they're just having a conversation.
Right.
And she asks him how he got there. And then I forget what he says, but she's like, no, here. Like, how did you, like your acting, what brought you to the point you're at today?
Right.
And then he sort of asked her the same thing. It was just a natural flow in their chemistry and the conversation. It was like a real life conversation that you would have with somebody. And there was, maybe a little flirtation, but not a lot. It was just really talking and becoming friends. And I just really appreciated that.
Yeah.
You want me to go again, or you want to
I'll take one? I'll take one. The 2 scenes where she gets caught watching Tripp on the phone.
Yes, I had those down too. I'm so glad you said that. Yes, that will save me time. Yes.
Right? The first one when she was with Teddy, and they were looking at the the video of him getting in a taxi cab and saying, no, I don't want to take a
from the beginning,
selfie, from the
beginning of the film, right?
And then the second one is when I think she's sitting down eating breakfast and she's watching, what is it, One More Kiss?
One Kiss.
And it was One More Kiss.
One More Kiss. Okay.
And he comes walking up and she tries to lock the phone, but ends up dropping it. And then they're talking. And then you can hear on the phone the scene that he was in. And he was like, oh, one more kiss.
And she's trying to stop it and she can't stop it. And doesn't that happen all the time? When something goes off, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm trying to, and you all of a sudden lose your memory about how to work a phone. I had those also. I thought those were cute. I had the ripped pants. We both So
my God.
So what we do is we watch a film once, right? Just to enjoy it. We like to enjoy it as it is, as we're just a viewer, and then we watch it a second time and then take notes, and we don't discuss our notes, but we talk. But we laughed. I don't know. It's just like stupid humor, but we both laughed both times we watched it when he split his pants. He bends down
just
during
looked
a dance.
That wasn't supposed to happen, and it did.
Maybe it wasn't.
But I thought it was funny. I was cracking
that was one of my favorite scenes. But why didn't he take his jacket and put it around his waist?
That's a good point.
The age-old
he's like holding his
resolution is to, if you have something to wrap around you, he could have taken his jacket off. Like, what are you doing?
That's a good point.
I know it is.
And he could have walked around the rest of the city for the rest of the day without any problems, right? But what was even funnier is when he actually told Savannah what happened. And he walked in front of her and she laughed.
Yeah. And
that's something I would do. I would just laugh.
Didn't she say, oh, that's a big split or something, whatever. Yeah, she said it was kind of funny.
Yeah.
Oh, do you have any more?
I think the when they did the impromptu scene.
The improv?
Yeah, the improv.
Yes, I have that also. We are like samers tonight. Yes, I thought the improv was cute. No, I would die.
Me either.
I would sooner die than get up on stage, and especially do improv. I might be able to get up and read something.
Yeah.
But don't ask me to come up with something. I'm pretty witty on the fly in general, but not in that situation.
Yeah, that would scare me.
I would, Don't ever ask me to do that because I will leave you on the spot.
Yes, you would, wouldn't you?
Oh, gosh.
Oh, and I had just one more.
Okay.
How in the world can you sit there, pedal a bike, and do an interview?
Yes.
Good on them.
Yes.
That was a pretty cool scene.
I had that. Oh, my gosh. It's so funny. Not as a favorite scene, but just as like an additional note. I put the beer bike interview, the beer bike bar interview.
Right.
It's hard to say. Where you have to bike, I'd be out of breath. Yes. I'm out of shape.
Sweating.
I guess when you're younger, you can do that. Yeah. That's a lot of work for some alcohol.
Yes, and they show Tripp's legs going, and I'm like, it's got to be hard on what he's doing.
Yeah, forget that. Yep. I mean, I'm sure it's fun. Yeah. I mean, it's fun. Yeah. Not really. I would not.
I would not do that. I couldn't concentrate.
And she takes the tiniest bite out of a pretzel. When she gets the pretzel,
she didn't want to break his heart.
Take a bite, woman.
She didn't want to break his heart. She didn't even have any mustard. Come on, you got to have mustard.
Any others? Any other favorite scenes?
No, that was it for my favorite scenes. Did you have any more? I had
just the very end when he says, "One more kiss on the Danube."
Oh, yes.
And he kind of, it almost looks like he, as the actor, Brendan, is kind of smiling because it's so cheesy and cheeky to say. And it's just kind of a cute moment. And she says the perfect ending. Yes. And that goes in with the whole rom-com of it all. And so I thought that was a good way to wrap up,
and that's kind of what they
all
said.
3 films.
Yeah, it's a wrap. Yeah.
Yeah,
it was really good.
So that was it. All right, biggest cheer from you.
Biggest cheer. They didn't make Tripp or Rex like a womanizer type character.
That's a good point. Right.
I am so glad they didn't do that.
They're just nice guys.
And the fact that...
And we know actors can be nice guys.
No, I know. And the fact that Rex...
They just don't portray
when Betty shows him the photo of them in high school, he actually remembered her and always wondered what happened to her. And he called her the Betty in costumes back in high school.
Oh, yeah. Aww. That was so cute. Yeah. Yes. No, you're right. They made them really nice guys and not cocky. Like the trope, right? Like the cocky, arrogant, womanizing, I get all the women. Yeah, it was really well done. Well written.
What about you?
Well played. I had a few.
Yeah.
the play, kind of what we talked about, the play on rom-com events that have stars make appearances. And they kind of showed both sides, the fan side. Like you have the ones who are like, give me a selfie, give me a selfie, give me a selfie.
Right.
And then you have the one who went up to him and was like, look, that movie really changed my life. You know, I lost my husband. And when I saw you in that, it made me, you know, view things differently. And then I got out there or whatever, you know. And I think that's true. I think, you know, and I'm not talking about crazy fans.
Right.
But it is, you know, I understand both sides. Like stars, you know, you're not always going to want to meet fans. You're not always going to want to say the same things to fans over and over and over again, you know.
Right.
It's the same thing, but different person. And I know that gets old. But on the flip side, like I think Savannah says at one point, it's like getting your vote, right? Like they vote with their remotes. They vote with their social media. They vote, you know, you have your job because of them. Yeah. So, you know, it kind of gave both sides of the coin, and I like that.
Yeah, because she was talking about her dad being a politician.
Right.
And how he had to get the love of the fans or the voters to get the vote, and he has to get the love of the fans to, you know,
to continue working, to continue making money, and there's, like I said, there's a fine line. I'm not talking about they should, you know, in the bathroom be approached, you know, like you hear, but what were you going to say? I'm sorry.
I was going to say the parallel between the one girl that did go up to Tripp and say how he helped her with the loss of her husband. And then you had Betty who had lost her husband. Yeah. And one of my cheers was she stayed true to herself. She wasn't ready to move on yet.
Yeah, that was good.
Because Rex, I handed to Rex, you know, he tried.
Yeah, right? he gave it his,
he tried. Yeah, he did. And she was like, you know, I love you. I'll always have a place for you in my heart, but I'm not ready to move on. Yeah. She's like, this is my home. The ship was her home.
That really worked. Yeah,
so that was another one of my cheers.
I had, you know, the chemistry between Savannah and Tripp.
Yes.
And the actors themselves really worked. Betty's wine pour at the captain's dinner.
Oh, my goodness. That's one of our pours.
Was quite a pour. I know. I was like, I'm going to give a cheer for that because that was pretty good.
That was funny. That was so funny.
I just really liked her storyline. I was so glad to see her get one. Yes. So, you know, you just discussed it, you know, and she had a lot of good one-liners. Like when she says, I like rich, aged, gracefully, and zesty. It is what makes a good wine, don't you think?
Yes.
And then she says to Rex, would you like a kiss? And he's like, what? And she's talking about the drink, the Danube kiss.
Yes.
You know, and that looked good, too. Yeah. That blue Danube.
It looked really
And then
good.
she said that some other time about a drink. I just thought they played to her character really well during this movie.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the banter between them two.
Yeah.
And there was something else she had said, because in that same one with the kiss, she was talking about, oh, yeah, I love bars. I love a waffle bar. I love a buffet bar. I love a wine bar.
That's funny.
So she had a really, I'm glad they had her in all three of these movies because she really, she really contributed to the movie.
She's such a good, it was a good character. She's a good character actor for sure. And I like the shout out to Mr. Deeds Goes to Town.
Yes.
Was that something you'd ever heard of or no?
I have heard of it.
Okay, so it was Gary Cooper. And it was in 1936.
36?
How'd you know that? Did you look it up?
I sure did. Yes,
you did?
I did.
Okay, well, you said 39.
I was thinking 39, but it was, you're right, 36.
Yeah, 36. Well,
yeah.
And you know, in 2002, Adam Sandler and Winona Ryder starred in Mr. Deeds, a remake sort of Mr. Deeds Goes to Town. And when you think about it, it's really like Hallmark because it's like what they say, like a small town, simple man goes to the big city. Yep. I mean, it was like Hallmark before there was Hallmark in 1936, right? So I just thought that was a really cool because, you know, I just like all that.
Yes. And
entertainment stuff.
I had one more cheer.
Okay.
And that was the carriage ride that Tripp and Savannah took.
Oh, yes.
It was so different than the carriage ride in Love Song.
Yes.
And I don't understand. And maybe it was because they couldn't get the shot in and they had to do it on a green screen.
They might have. But weather might have been an issue. We don't know.
And the weather, too. Yeah. And I just thought it was perfect.
Better shot.
It was better.
It was a better shot carriage ride. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Timing might not have worked.
So did you have any more cheers?
Nope. That's it.
All right. Well, let's move on to the jeers. What did you have? Did you have any?
The green screen during Betty and Rex's talk. I mean, it wasn't, you could definitely tell it was a green screen. Right. And it wasn't as bad as like some of the other movies we've watched.
Yeah, Love in the Air. Sorry.
I wasn't going to name it.
I had to name it. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Yeah, that was
Go watch Chitty Chitty
Bang
Bang
Bang. It wasn't on that level, but it was like, and again, I don't know if it was a reshoot or because I don't think there was a green was there a green screen at all. That was the first one. Yeah, so I don't know. Yeah. And maybe, and if there were green screens, we didn't notice them, and that's what that's good.
Yes.
But so that would be my biggest jeer. I also like at the very beginning when Trip gives up too easily, he's like, "That's it, I'm going home." It's like 5 minutes into the movie. I just felt like, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, the personality.
And what were Trip and Isla filming when he wore the Renaissance costume?
I think it was just a tongue-in-cheek kind of like cheesy commercial type thing.
Oh, was it? I was like, I don't get it. What are they doing?
Satire, I think they were doing.
I was like, I missed it or I don't get it. No. Probably both. I don't know. I didn't understand that. And right. I thought Liam, the character Liam, was a bit much at times. I don't know. I just felt like that was overdone a little bit, but not enough to,
throw you off. Huh?
Yeah. But otherwise, I like Liam. He was kind of, I'm sure there are people who are pushy like that.
Yeah.
And,
well, you have to be. If you're doing something like that, you have to keep order.
Yeah.
So you have to be pushy.
What about you? Cheers?
Yes. Teddy, in every scene with Savannah in the city or in the streets, she had to always go back to the ship.
Well, she's working. I mean, I guess it's like a 24-hour.
But didn't she get like a day off or something? Don't they have somebody to take her place? I would have loved it if Hallmark would have given them like a day.
Like a day, like a girl's
or even
day
half
or
a day.
Something. Yeah.
But it was always like a 30-second scene. And she's like, well, I got to get back to the ship. So that was my jeer. And the other one was the green screen. Because I felt like you had they shot more on the ship in this movie than they did the first two. Actually, maybe even the first two combined. Yeah. And it's like you couldn't find a moment to shoot these two because the weather seemed like it was beautiful at night when they were doing it. Or maybe
they had it and they had to reshoot it back in the U.S. or Canada.
It could have been. Or maybe it was an idea that somebody said, hey, we should put this in there.
Maybe they needed it. They needed to fill it. Yeah, I don't know.
I get it.
Yeah. So, I mean, I really hope was that your final jeer?
Yeah, that was my final jeer.
I really hope that we see more cruises. It would be great. I don't know if they would do the Danube River.
Yes.
But I really want to go on a Danube River cruise now, and I never would have thought about something like that before.
No.
I will have you know. Maybe Hallmark will do a cruise on the Danube.
Now, that would be cool. Because it
would be very expensive, but it would be cool.
Because it looked like there was multiple ships behind each other.
Did it really? Oh, I didn't even, I didn't even notice.
If you don't think you'd have enough room, maybe you can get 4 or 5 ships, whatever.
Boats.
Hallmark.
And then the stars could hop from boat to boat at different ports. They could wait for the yachts.
Yes, that would be cool.
Yeah, that would be really cool. Yeah, I'd probably do that. So I hope we get more, and especially of like Betty, the captain, and Teddy. It would be cool to have them come back as recurring characters on other cruises. So I just really enjoyed that.
Yes. Yep. Well, out of 5, how many corks do you give this one?
I'm going to give it a 4.5. What about you?
That's what I was going to give it.
Were you?
I wasn't going to give it quite a 5.
Right. I thought almost there.
I thought it was better. Oh, hold on a second. Excuse me.
Yep.
I thought it was better than definitely the first one. Close with the second one. I thought the second one was pretty good. And I thought
are you ranking them now? Okay.
Well, I don't know. Do you want to rank them?
How are you ranking them? Yeah, we were going to rank them, but you already kind of went there.
Sorry.
What's your?
I give it 4.5 corks. If you didn't hear, I give it 4.5 corks, and I would rate it.
They heard it.
I got to give the second and the third a tie for me.
And then Love Song would be your number 3.
The 3, yeah.
Yeah. I think I gave I think I gave Royal Getaway a 4.5 too, but Love Song would definitely be 3rd. And not because it was an awful movie. Everything kind of worked. It just didn't blow us away,
right.
So, I mean, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I don't regret it like I did Love is in the Air.
Yes.
But that's an hour and a half I won't get back.
No.
But yeah, I mean, I guess I would do, if I had to put one as a number 1, gosh, I don't know. You're right. It's hard between.
That's why I put them as a tie.
It's hard between Kissing Stars and Royal Getaway. I would have to put them probably equal also.
Yeah. Because the characters I thought were better with each other. than in the first one.
Yeah, for sure.
But
for sure.
Not to take away from any of the acting.
No.
Just for me, that's what I felt.
Yeah.
All right.
So is that a wrap?
Yes, it is.
That's a wrap.
So thanks for listening. Be sure to follow the podcast wherever you listen so you don't miss one. Yep. Also, follow us on social media.
Make sure you follow
We'd love to have you leave us a review on Apple Podcasts and or Spotify, and hopefully it's a positive one.
And we just really, really appreciate it. Just know it made our day.
Yes, it did.
We got so far.
Thank you.
So thank you.
Thank you.
Hallmark's,
thankful.
ML thankful. Hallmark's Passport to Love movie collection starts this month. Join us next Wednesday for our review of the first Passport to Love movie, To Barcelona with Love, starring Allison Sweeney and Ashley Williams. It airs on Saturday, June 7th, 2025 on the Hallmark Channel. And by the way, Allison and Ashley have their own podcast.
Yes,
that
which we've listened to.
And it's really super cute. And it's fun. It's brand new. And they discuss behind the scene moments about making these two films.
Yeah.
These two Passport to Love movies in Spain, in Barcelona. So their podcast is called Mi Amor with Allison Sweeney and Ashley Williams. So go check that out.
Yes.
You can also now join us on Tinsel Tuesdays for our Hallmark reviews of all things Christmas. Until then, fill up your glasses and push play. Thanks for listening.
Cheers.